Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I almost got lost right now watching Game of Thrones, yo. Like, yo, this show is intense, bro. This show is kind of intense, bro. Like, different. You heard me? Different. All right, but we got work to do. We got one more thing to do, and we're gonna wrap up the night with this last thing we got to do for this ticket, and then that way we'll be able to say that we successfully finished this ticket, and then we'll be able to watch Game of Thrones. Uh, we'll be able to feel good about watching Game of Thrones. Okay. That show is insane, bro. That show is really crazy though. Like, where are we? We were here. Get the browser back. Let's get VS Code back. Okay. Let's get our stage in order. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, we are right here. All right, let's start up. Oh wait, no, we should be at 3,000. I think it's 3,000. Right? Okay, maybe not. Let's do it. It is 3,000. I wonder why that didn't work just now. All right, let's pin this. This is looking really good, y'all. Like, seriously, I'm not just gassing myself because I built it. But this website is looking legit. Like seriously, it's looking pretty good. I am very happy with where it is so far. But we got one more thing to do. We got one more thing to do before we can sign off tonight happily. We got to finish the footer, okay? We got to finish the footer, right? So if we go look at the wireframe we did, remember we had a footer that was kind of legit, right? It's a 3-column footer where we got this logo kind of floating off in the distance. And then to the right of this logo, we got a 2-column cell of follow icons and links, and then about us links, right? So I imagine what happens when you click contact us is like probably just a mail to link. When you click join the Junkyard, it probably goes to Twitch. You click privacy policy, I'm just gonna like do the Rick roll, the meme, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm gonna do for privacy policy. And then for these follows, I think to the left of each of the follow buttons, I'm gonna put one of the social icons, like just in the same white font as the text. And then obviously when you click one of those, open in a new tab to that experience. So let's get to building out this this footer. So right off the bat, right? So if we head over to, let's get this screen to be a little more friendly. There we go. Okay. So now if we head back over to our IDE, I think the IDE is not showing right now. Let's do it first. But the first thing we want to do, there we go. First thing we want to do in this IDE stage is we want to create our little background, right? So I am going to do a section tag here. And I'll just say hello world here just to see where we are with this next container. We'll head back over to the browser. And then we can see here we have our hello world container there. So I'm gonna raise this up a bit so that you guys can see the footer as well as I can. All right, so we got hello world at the bottom. And I will put a black background on it just so I can make sure that it's stretching the whole screen, right? Background black, save, and it is, right? No, it's not actually, but that's okay. That's where we want our footer to start anyway, so that's fine. I think that's fine. So the next thing we need to do is we know that the footer is like a fixed height. So most of the time we deal with fixed widths. The footer is a fixed height, and it's always at the bottom, right? So what I'm gonna do in the IDE is I am going to start by just making sure that this thing stays at the bottom of the page no matter what gets added in between. I don't even need to do this. I don't need to do this though, because in theory, anything I add inside of this, like between header and footer, because this is going to be the footer, right? Anything I add in between here is going to push this down anyway. So if I add a whole other stone wall, it should just push down our footer section. And if we go back to the browser, it looks like there is adequate spacing between the footer and the story wall. So what I'm going to do right now, I'll scroll up. You see the footer goes away, right? Scroll back down. There's our footer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more story wall. So I'll just do, I'll go back to the IDE. I'll click that, and then I'll just do that, save it. So now we have two story walls stacked on top of one another. If we go back to the browser, you can see here on the left rail, this has gotten a lot longer. But if we scroll all the way down, we can see our footer is exactly where we want it to be. So really what we want to do is this needs to be a part of our main page layout now. Like the first thing that needs to happen when you come to any of our pages is we need to have a header wrapped around that children section. So let's go do that right now. Let's go pull out the header and footer and put it in our layout. So I think the way to do that is in here, right? So instead of putting the children directly in the body, what we'll do is we'll come over here, we'll import header into our layout.tsx. I'm going to put that up here. Okay, and then I'm also going to put CN up here because these are all of our declared imports that are destructured. This is a direct import to a file, so we'll separate those. But now that I have header here, what I'm going to do is before children, right, I'm going to exactly, right, the IDE knew where I was going with that before I even went there. Okay, so now I should be able to get rid of header from here and still see that navigation show up on the actual browser experience. So I'm going to go back over to the browser and boom, we can see it working, right? So I'll go ahead and just refresh just for good measure, and we can see the browser, the header is still here. So the next thing I want to do is I want to do the same thing with this footer, but we haven't built the footer out yet. But I at least want to move the code from our payload here, right? From this page.tsx, I want to just put it in our layout file. So it should be under the children, right? So now what we're saying is no matter what page we built, dynamic, static, whatever, it's always going to be a header followed by anything else that we do in the child, and then followed by a footer. And that's what this is going to represent, this piece right here. So let's go ahead and save that. That is now out of the page.tsx. We can close page.tsx. We can close story wall. We can close the carousel and the header. And we can just focus on developing our code directly, our footer directly in this layout.tsx file. So I'm going to come back over to the browser. I'll refresh that again just to be sure, and sure enough, there it is, right? All right, so let's think about this. What do we need for the footer? So for the footer, we need 3 columns total. And we did see how to break things into 3 equal columns using call span. And that's what we want to do here, right? We want to be able to say that there's 3, let's say divs, right? 3 dividers, okay? And let's say they each say hello world, right? They're all just hello world dividers, right? We have 3 of them, and we'll get rid of the border background black here because we don't need that anymore. But what we want to do is we want to take a page out of what we did for the story wall, because this taught us how to have a grid oh yeah, that's right. The grid was on the section, which we've already done that. We don't need to do that here, right? We don't need the grid's 2 columns, but we actually know we want 3 columns, right? And then in our div, so here, going back to the IDE, what I was looking at is I wanted to just make sure that here, so let me collapse all of these. This is our story wall, right? So we have 4 items in our story wall. The story wall actually has a section that says, hey, you have to be full width, the width of the container, right? And I also want you to be 2 columns deep, right? So spread across 2 columns, and then each one of my columns, I'll declare what they need to be underneath. So we need to do something similar, but instead of us having call span 1 4 times, we're going to do a grid of 3 columns, and then we're going to do call span 1 3 times. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to space this correctly. This isn't indented correctly, so let me just do that. Pull that in. Okay, cool. So we'll close story wall. This is now going to be a 3 column span, and then the class that I'm going to put on here is this is going to be a call span 1, and I'll get rid of these 2, and then we'll just duplicate this twice. So now if I go back to the browser, I should see 3 evenly spaced dividers, right? So I'll come here, we'll get that open, and then now I can see that these are 3 evenly spaced sections, that show exactly what I want, right? And if we look at the wireframe, like it's almost like these are centered within those columns, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can center those the same way we centered that other one, real quick. Okay, so I think it's just item center here, right? I think it's items center here. Oh, but I think it needs to be flex as well. So that didn't work. That didn't work. Hang on, let's find out how to center things here. So let's try this. Let's try adding a span in here. And let's do hello world here. And let's see if it centers the hello world there. What's not? Oh, let me get X in here. Okay, no, that's not working either. So we want each item to, let me see if I can do something with, I'm gonna try doing content center here. Take flex away. All right, I'm gonna see if I can just do a see if we can just do like a positioning. I mean, placements. Place content center. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I don't know. This doesn't feel right, but let's see. No, that didn't do it either. Because that goes on the actual parent, so that wouldn't work. But I suppose what we could do is a grid call 1. Oh, I thought they were talking. So maybe what I have to do is on top of this, so on this item, I think I need to do a grid call 1, and then basically do a place content center here. I'm really just guessing now, guys. I have no idea. That's not it either. I know this works though. So. And then anything I put in here, that's fine. But I think now the idea is that any wrapper inside of this section now is fair game, whatever I want to do with it. So I just need to figure out how to center items inside of here, I think. And I don't necessarily want to center it, right? I really just want there to be some margin left against this. So let's not even worry about that right now. We have our hello worlds all working as expected. Let's just do like a margin left here, a margin left 24. And yeah, so that actually works, but that's not exactly what we want. That's like a hacky way of doing what we were talking about. Because this is going to be the logo. This here is going to be the, and that needs to be way over, right? So this, the margins here are going to need to be like specific as hell. I think the margin left here is going to need to be, actually these are going to need to be aligned right, which is why I'm going to need to be able to flex control these. Like I'm 100% going to need to be able to control how these are aligned. I wonder why I can't just easily center this. That's so weird. Hold on, we got to figure that out, y'all. That we can't concede on. It's too easy of a thing to do. I feel like I'm just missing something small right here. So we know that this is just controlling the outer shells, right? So this is one of the outer shells. So now technically the moment I start this, everything else is what goes on inside of me, right? What goes on inside of this div. Okay, so I'll make sure the call span 1 is on there. Yeah, I think I need the call span 1 because that's what tells it to align this way, right? So they're all in unique columns. But then maybe inside of that, maybe on this, I actually have to say, hang on, let me try one thing. I'm gonna try something silly, okay? This might work, but if this does work, I'm gonna try a different thing after this though. Okay, and then in here, I'll put not even a span, right? I'm just gonna put hello world in here. So if this works, if this centers that, it did. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't work. Okay. Yeah. So flex row. I don't care about flex row. I don't care about the margin top either. And then let's say this is a span. Hello. That's so crazy that that's not working. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. I think this was just me being desperate, but really this should just be a span of hello world. Because this needs to say, what I need this guy to say is that I'm capable of centering everything. So let's just go look at flex real quick. Come to the browser, justify content, maybe justify center. Yeah, maybe it's flex justify center. Maybe, I don't know, hang on. Oh, maybe it's flex and then justify center. Yes! Oh, thank God. All right, so then that stands to reason that the other two are just flex justify right. Let's see if that flips. No, that didn't do it. So what? How do you justify something to the right? The justify end? Yeah, justify end. Nice. Okay, nice. All right, so then we just do the same thing here. Justify end. All right, okay, so now we have the kind of order that we want things to look, show up in, right? So now that's working as we would expect. So if we go back to our wireframe, we kind of have this model now, right? Where these are 3 separate columns. This one here is completely centered, where we just have our logo. This one here is flush to the right, where we have 3 left aligned, not 3, but 4 left aligned pieces of text, let's just say. And then here we have also flushed right is the container, but inside the container we have flushed left text. Okay, so that's what we're going to do real quick. Let's see if we can just pull that off real quick. So one thing we need to do is let's put the background back on this. So this is going to be background black, and then everything we do going forward is going to be serious, right? So I don't need this span. We put the background black back on that. Let me just make sure that popped up. It did. So I don't need the span. What I do need though is my logo image. So I'm going to do a image tag. Okay, and then I'm going to do a source. Let's see if this will auto type for me. Oh. All right, yeah. I don't know what that is by heart, so I'm just gonna go grab it from. I think Carousel has one. No, that one, but here we go. All right. I'm gonna put this here. Okay, so we have our image. We need the import image. That's probably why it wasn't auto-correcting. And I'm just putting this here for temporary reasons. Eventually, this is all going to move into the footer component. So, actually, let's just do that now. I don't know why I'm waiting for that. Let's just do that now. We'll take header, copy that. We'll put footer in here now. All right, there's footer. Footer. All right, and then of all of this, we know we need image, and we'll need link, but we don't need any of the others. We do need the hang on, we need that one other thing, which is the some kind of weird button variance. Yes, there we go. All right, we'll need that too, and then we'll take all of this out. Whoops, we'll take all of this out. Just put footer here. All right, and then here we'll import footer. All right, and then now here we're exporting footer, so we'll just put that HTML that we were starting with. Okay, and what else do we need to do? I think that's it. I think that's all we will need to do to get that on the site. So let's just go look at our browser, and yeah, it's there, right? So we have the wrong image in there. Let's put the right image in there. Let's put the it's just going to be logo.png. Yep, and that's way too big. So let's make that like, I don't know, let's make that like 200 by, well, let's go see what the actual size of that was. I can't remember. So that would be in the header. So if we go into our header, should be able to find that, right? Image is 150 by 50. So we'll stick with that aspect ratio. Let's see how that looks down here, though. That might look okay down here as is. So let's go back over to here, and yeah, that looks fine. Okay, that looks fine. Let's call this the Trend Junkie logo. Okay, and then now we can get started on the link sections. So let's go back to the browser and kind of figure out what we want to do. So we know the first item in that list. So inside of the, hold on, let's go back. So the first item in that list is a like a bolded category label, right? But inside of that, we need extra containers because we need to say that the content is flushing to the left now. So we'll need another div in here that contains this stuff. This is a container. Whoops, last name. This is a container for the links. We'll say container. And then in here, let's just see if we can get away with just adding like one link. Let's see what happens if we just like add our own little home link right there and see what that looks like. Actually, let's add a span and call this about us. And then let's give it a class of text white. All right, and let's see what that looks like on this. All right, that's way too far over. All right, so we need to see why that's so close to us. That should be flushed to the right, right? Yeah, that should be justified to the end. But maybe something to do with the container here. All right, let's get rid of this container for now. And let's see what happens if we just save it like that. All right, it's trying. It's trying its best. Let's get rid of the other stuff. Okay, so let's do... We're going to have to make this white because we can't see where this is appearing right now. We'll have to do backticks, text white, and then $sign that. There we go. Okay. And then there we go. Home looks good. Let's see what happens if we stack several of these on top of one another. Are they going to be left aligned or are they going to be... oh, they are not. Okay, so I think here what I want to say is flex call. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that looks a little better. It's not great. But it looks a little better. I think the problem now is this guy is being told it's being told to center, but I need to do something that'll put this at the top. So maybe what I can do, maybe I can do a line start here. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, maybe I can do content start here. So let me just try content start on that. Let me see if that works. It's our logo, so I'll do content start. If that works. No, that doesn't work. All right, we're gonna leave the browser open and just play around with what things we think we can do to stop this from being absolutely centered. So maybe it's a line item. Yeah, let's do items start. We'll do item start and see if that works. Oh, that doesn't work either. Okay, that's gonna be tricky. What's weird is that these items are forcing this guy to center itself. I don't know if I care, but I kind of do. I do want to put padding on this whole thing so that these items on the top and bottom don't keep getting disrupted. So let's do that. On the entire container, the entire footer container, I'm going to do a padding of like 40, something crazy. Just so I can see it working. Okay, that's way too much. I think padding 12 might work. Yeah, 12's good. 12's good. And I may just leave this like this, honestly. I may just leave the Trend Junkie logo centered and then come back to fixing it the right way. But we know that the first link is not actually like that, right? So this is going to actually be like an H2. And this says about us, and it is a class name of text white, font bold. That is a span instead of H2. Okay. Okay, I guess it can be a link, but I didn't think that would break. That's weird that that would break. Yeah, see, and they are, this is not the right way to do this, guys. Put this in here. We are, yeah, this is, I'm not gonna settle for, this is not the right way to do this. Flex call. Yeah, and then this will be our follow link. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's a static. That's static. Okay. That's a static footer that looks a lot like what we did, but these are not left aligned. I don't hate it though. That's the thing. I really don't hate it. Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave this like this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this like this for now. What's up, Addy K? Oh, what's good, bro? How you doing, man? Yeah. All right. I think we good. I think we're good, guys. I think we can move over to some video games now. I think this is a really good stopping point. So let's push the code. Let's look at the browser, see what we got. So yeah, so we got our nice little menu here, right? We got some fake links in there. We got a nice carousel. This thing looks gorgeous. Hats off for this. This thing looks amazing. It's looking like a really solid website, okay? It's looking like a really solid site. Our footer could use some TLC. We'll get to that later. I think for now this is this is us signing off on the homepage design, okay? So let's go back to the IDE. Let's get our code into a actual feature branch. And then let's get that pushed up to the platform because I think we're ready now for that part of it. So I'm gonna go over to our Jira board. No, let's go to GitHub and let's delete that branch that we had. I think we should delete that branch. Let's go to code. It was gonna be the setup new base. I think it was this. If we can just delete this from here. Yeah, let's delete both of these. Yep, and then now let's go back to the ticket and let's create a new setup base tailwind CSS starting point. And then we'll get rid of this ticket. This ticket wound up not getting not needing to get done, but this is the ticket we ended up doing. So let's get rid of this branch. Not commit, sorry. Let's create a not pull request. What is happening right now? There we go. Copy that. Let's create the branch in GitHub though. Let's do it the normal way. All right, so we're gonna do it from the develop branch. Okay, and basically we're gonna commit what we have right now. This will solve for that other ticket too though. Oh, you know what? We should delete this ticket. You know what? I'm gonna delete this ticket and this branch because we ended up doing the work for this ticket inside of that homepage ticket anyway. Right, we ended up doing it in here. So let's just create this branch. Okay, from the sanity develop. Okay, let's just use this branch. This is a better starting point. All right, so we will go grab the code from the homepage static homepage design ticket. We'll come back over here. You guys didn't even see what I was doing in the browser. I was all over here in GitHub and in Jira, but yeah, let's just go through that real quick. So in Jira, I had those 2 extra tickets that were like, hey, create me a base theme. And I realized that I hadn't committed any of that base theme code. So it doesn't matter anymore, right? I never tracked that work. So the base theme is actually baked into this new static design template, right? This is a completely completed, done homepage design template. So we don't even need that, right? We don't need that ticket, I mean. So I'm just gonna put the work in the create static homepage design ticket. So we're gonna create a branch from here, which we just did. If I refresh this, click into that. See here we have one branch. If we go over to GitHub, you can see that now we do have a branch. I'll come and copy that branch name, create the static homepage design. And then now here, back in our IDE, I'm gonna fetch that. Okay, actually, let's make this a little bigger. Okay. Let's say there's gonna be some cleanup here. There's about 36 files that were changed. That's quite a bit, actually. Poser JSON. I'm just making sure that there are no like node modules files in here or anything like crazy like that. So I'm gonna do a git fetch, which we just did. Then I'm gonna do a git checkout. I'm gonna do a git prune first because there's a lot of unreachable objects that we were dealing with. Now I'm gonna do a git checkout. Okay. So now we've switched to this other branch that I know I want to be in. I'm gonna go ahead and stage all of these changes, and then I'm gonna commit them, right? I'm gonna just say git commit. For the commit message, this is gonna be against the branch trend 13. So trend junkie 13, let's copy that. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say for my message, trend junkie 13 adds new base tailwind, no, let's say new base next.js tailwind shad cn theme and static homepage. Okay, so we did all of that in one ticket. We'll commit that. All of that looks good. We'll go ahead and push. And then now we'll get this code merged back into the develop branch. We'll come back into the browser, come over to our GitHub, look at our pull requests. Looks like we do have one that's ready to be created. I usually add a lot more notes here than I have, but there's just so much going on in this ticket that I'm just going to keep it brief. There's just so much in that ticket. So creates new base theme using Next.js, Tailwind CSS, and the last one, Shad CN. Libraries. Creates new homepage, design, static, content only. All right, and then this should be good. Let's go ahead and create the PR. And here we might get some, no conflict, so we can go ahead and completely merge this, squash and merge this immediately. There's nothing we have to do. There are going to be some deployment failures here. We have not set up Vercel yet, so I'm not going to worry about these, though. I never worry about Vercel until we actually get to that point. We'll probably get to that point over the next sprint or two, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So we're going to go ahead and merge this into our code base. Normally what we do here is we go back over to main and we merge develop into main. So we should probably do that as well. Now this is going to trigger a bunch of merge conflicts because develop is a lot different than main right now. So let's do this. Let's do a git checkout develop. Okay, so we're on develop now, and we should have a bunch of. I'll do a git pull. Okay, so now we have the latest develop branch, and now what I want to do is I want to do a git commit. Well, hang on, let's see what this is barking about. Back to the IDE. I want to see what this is barking about. Yeah, this is taking a while. I'm going to go ahead and restart my IDE. Right, it's still spinning. Please sign in and start using nope as or as okay. Yeah, this normally okay. So there's 10,000 changes here. I think this is because that develop branch that I just merged. Let's do git branch. So git pull. All right, and let's see. Hey, where's all my files? I could have sworn I just. Or did I merge them into? You know what I probably did, guys? I probably merged them into main by accident. And I sure did. These are totally in main. That's okay. That's funny though. That's okay. What we'll do is we'll merge main into develop. That's fine. So what we'll do here is we will create a PR from main. Let's go ahead and do a git checkout main. You're a web technology. It's an interesting way to put it. I'm a web developer. I create websites for the internet. And what we're doing here now is we're trying to use some of the latest and greatest tools to see how far we can get with creating an enterprise website without having to write some of the code that we used to have to write years and years ago. So years and years ago, it would take months to do some of the stuff that we've pulled off in just a week. So that's kind of what this whole stream is about. I'm gonna check out our main branch, and you see we get a lot more files here. Good. I'm gonna run a git pull to update my local main branch with what we have on the server. Okay, so there's our app, right? And now I'm gonna do a npm run dev, or remember we created that alias nrd, and I just want to make sure that what we see in the browser is our beautiful website. Okay, great, thank God. Okay, that was kind of scary right there. Like we lost everything we had been doing for all that time. Like that actually would have sucked. Okay, that would have sucked a little bit if we had lost all that. So yeah, we just pushed it to the wrong branch. That's okay, not a problem. That is not working. There it is. Okay, I had to refresh. It wasn't done compiling, but there we go. That's beautiful. Okay, gorgeous website. Gorgeous website. Not not the best footer, but it's getting there, right? Gorgeous website though overall. Okay, so now let's go ahead and what we want to do now is let's close our app. What we want to do now is we want to merge the main branch into our develop branch. So where's my get ignore? It looks like I'm still showing I have 10,000 changes here. Okay, I just had to refresh. Okay, so no changes. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to submit a PR that actually takes, actually, I don't even know if I need to do that. Let me go to the browser. I might not need to do that. I may be able to get away with just going into GitHub. And for the PRs, right, I may be able to say new pull request. And I want to put, yeah, I want to do this, right? I want to do this. No, the other way around. I want to do, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is what I want to do. I want to put main. Yeah, this is definitely it. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's create our pull request. Let's add a title. This is merging main back into develop. Okay, and then for the description, we'll say just say merging latest develop. Main branch code back to. All right, let's create our PR and see what the damage is. We might have some merge conflicts in here. What? So I have been doing it incorrectly then. That means I have been going the wrong way with this. So what we should be doing is we should be basing our branch from develop and then putting a PR out that pushes that code into main. Or sorry, basing our branch off of main, basing our feature branch off of main, and then pushing all that code back into develop. I think that is what we're going to start doing going forward, because this was a very clean update. So now if we go back to our IDE and check out develop, so if I do a git checkout develop here, so my remote develop, like the develop branch that I have right now, has a bunch of stuff on it and it's missing a bunch of stuff. But if I do a git pull now, right, I get all of my stuff back. These should go away, right? If I do a refresh, those go away, right? So now develop is a one-on-one match to main. So I need to figure that out, because that's been driving us crazy, having to deal with all those merge conflicts when we go the other way around. Like what I just did right now is I created a feature branch from develop, right? That feature branch was from the develop branch. And then I made a bunch of changes, crap load of changes, and then I submitted a PR for it. But instead of putting that code into the develop branch, I put that code directly into the main branch, right? So once that code was in the main branch, the next thing to do is now you need to update your develop branch with all this main branch code. So yeah, I need to figure that out, because you want to have a strategy so that if you make changes that break anything, those changes just sit on the develop branch. So you don't have to worry about it breaking your production environment. So yeah, I got to figure out what that looks like. Like maybe that means that we start creating our branches from main, since main is the latest code. Doing all of our changes, but then submitting the PR back to develop. So that way, when the time comes, it's an easy push from develop to main. We'll play around with that tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Monday. We'll be back on this Monday. But I think we're good now. I think we have a very great starting point. We can officially close out this ticket and move this ticket into a in progress state. Okay, this is going to be a really fun one. This is saying that everything we've done on this beautiful template, okay, it can't be static anymore. This needs to be a dynamic template, meaning the stories that we see here need to be coming from our sanity.io instance. Okay, these can't, the stories we see in this carousel, they can't be coming from here. They have to be coming from our sanity.io instance. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing next time. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off here. I just wanted to do this last piece with you guys. Hope that was a lot of fun for everyone. I know I had a lot of fun. I will talk to you all tomorrow. I might be back on tonight to stream or just chat with some friends. So yeah, look out for my online status. It won't be coding though if I come back online. All right. Hold on. Wait. I just gotta jump in. Invite. Hang on. I might be not signing off right now. Let me before I even go anywhere. Let me just see what that looks like. So I think I got rid of PS5 stage. I need to make another stage. It doesn't need to be fancy schmancy. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make a copy of. I'm gonna duplicate IDE and call that PS5. Wait, I don't see PS5. All right, there we go. So let's do the PS5 stage. Let's go there, and then what I'll do here. So, let me do one thing first. Let's go here. Play settings. Okay. Keep changes. All right, now let's go back to this. What I want to do here is I want to say stage. Let's add a device. What did I do? I think it's device capture. I can never remember these. That's so sad. All right, it might be video capture. Yeah, there it is. I got it. Okay, cool. So there we go. Boom. And then now you guys can see my. Whoops. Okay, and then here. So let's get our webcam back up though, because now I think this is way too far up. There we go. Alright, so now you guys can see me and the game. Somebody just told me to hop in to something. I gotta see what that is. Let me change all of my descriptions as well, because this is no longer what that was. So we'll go back to restream. Notification. Okay, cool, thank you. I'll just tell them to invite me. Alright, and let me go over to my restream. Hang on, guys. Let me just change some of the metadata here. Man, I'm so happy about our progress on this app right now. That is so good that we've gotten so far. Really good to see. Alright, and then here I'll go to my restream. What we're gonna do is we are going to save all of this time. We should have did this a long time ago. All right, and then what we'll say is throwing them hands with the homies in the junkyard. Time to take it back to the PS5. Join the Junkees in the Junkyard while we see who is really the king of the hill. Gambling will be gambles. I'll say bets will be made. Debts will be paid. Okay, that's good. Let's capitalize Junkies. Okay. Okay. All right. There we go. And then we'll do gaming. All right. Cool. Boom. Let's do this. All right, and then okay, I still didn't get an invite, so I don't know what. Alright, okay, cool. So now we got that. Let's update that. Let's go update Twitch now. Because Twitch, for some reason, you have to update it directly. But yeah, now we, Now we kind of like we back in the olden days. In the olden days. We back in the olden days. All right, let's get rid of the software. This is MK1 actually. In our audience, it's everyone. We are still doing combos. We're still chatting. We're still learning. We're still a junkie. We can get rid of React. We can get rid of TypeScript. We can get rid of grokking, and we can get rid of Sanity. We're gonna now put MK1 in here. We're gonna put Sindel in here. Okay, and then we'll put King of the Hill. All right. English, yep. Not a rerun, branded content, not involved. Let's go. All right, I think we good. Okay, so now if I go to video capture, all right, we good. We there. We there. Let me see if they might have added me already. I just maybe didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't get it. Alright, well, I guess while we wait, we might as well go brush up on our skills. Been so long since we played this thing. I know my people in the Discord right now, man. They doing a little game night tonight. Actually, it's not a game night. It's a chill and sip night. Now that I think about it. Speaking of chill and sip, let me try and get something going. Alright, that should do it. That should do it. Alright. Let's get it. Alright, let's see if we still got it real quick. This Express is 30 minutes, bro? What? Oh, you ain't getting no $30, bro. I'll give you 8 though, it's late. Alright, before we get this invite, I just want to hit the lab one time. I just want to see if I still got it, bruh. I had started playing with a couple players. I started playing with Johnny for a little bit, and Sindel is my main. So let's at least see if we can still pick up the... Or should we just do Johnny? No, let's do Johnny. Let's do Johnny. We'll see if we still got some Johnny combos, and if not, then, you know, we suck, but... Yeah, let's do Kano. And I think that a big part of this winning this is gonna be getting them off guard with my cameos, because I remember that about them. They real bad at blocking cameos. Alright, hang on. I think this is like yeah, okay. Oh yeah, this is not. You didn't get it. Oh, he probably just sent it. Whoopsie. Alright, yeah, we don't have to go send Dale because that Johnny play right now was just really bad. That Johnny play was real bad. I'm pretty sure we're gonna bet though. That's a big part of what we do when we get on together. I'm pretty sure we're gonna put some money on some of these matches, which is why it was kind of critical for me to get a little bit of game time in. I used to have them running scared though. They ain't used to want to touch my Sindel. Like if I pick Sindel, they wouldn't bet. Like it was that kind of party. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he been in the gym though. Like he really liked this game. I can tell he really liked this game because he is at level 89 right now, meaning he has not stopped playing. So we'll see. We'll see if I can keep up with him. I probably can't. Probably gonna be a little difficult to keep up with him. We'll see. Hopefully it ain't that bad. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna stream this. I'm finna kill the stream. I'm finna kill the stream.